our Asian American Group Advisory Council meeting with our Sheriff Joe Lombardo. So please give him a big hand. He's here tonight. And this goes on twice a year, but with the Advisory Council we will try to meet every other month, and I think we will talk about that a little bit later. Mike Poswan is still the chairman. And he started this Asian American group about 24 years ago. A little bit more than that maybe. Am I right, Bobby? Close to 25 years. And it started with whoever was our sheriff at that time, Jerry Keller, Bill Young, then followed by our wonderful Joe Lombardo here.
Doug Gillespie.
Oh, Doug Gillespie, I forgot. Thank you. That's how long it's been. So Mike has put this together as an umbrella for community leaders in our community here. Ethnic group, Asian group, non-Asian group, in order to have a voice, to understand what our Metro Police are doing, how can we understand or help to whatever things that's happening in our city. We need to be part of it. Without that, we're lost. They're doing their job the best they can, but they need the community support and understanding as well. That's what AAG stands for. So when it started out 25 years ago, he had a handful of people, and look what it is today. It's a big thing right now, and we are the only organization that is known for that. We're also known for Political Action Committee. We do have a voter registration. We do have a political group, and we do select our candidates as well. So we're proud of that over the years that we have succeeded very well. And again, Mike Baswani is the legacy that we want to continue tonight. Dennis Rucker has been able to fulfill as an executive vice president, and I have my board members here. Most recently, we have Harry Singh who joined us too. So you will be introduced to our board members tonight, but first of all, let's give Mike a very big hand. And events like this will never happen without our sponsors. Unfortunately, Mike is going through our early dementia, Alzheimer's. So, but I will not leave him at home. I take care of him 24/7, and bless me for that, because God gives me the strength to take care of Mike. After 52 years of marriage, he's not going to leave me. We're going to go together. Anyway, I would like to recognize our sponsors this evening. Mr. Ronnie Chang, please give him a big hand. He has 9 tables tonight. The very godfather of Chinatown, 9 tables. Next is Attorney Jack Wan, and I think he left already. He's from Marky Orbeck and Coffee.
Nick Crosby's here.
Nick, you're here. Please, Marky and Orbeck, representing the head table with AAG. Nick, did you stand up? Thank you. She's taking your photos. The other sponsor is Another Joy Foundation. It's Captain Lloyd Robinson and Aldrin Crowley. Where are you? There's a little story behind that. Captain Lloyd flew an aircraft to India from California with $3 million worth of concentrators 2 months ago. Am I right, Lloyd? Was that 2 months back? And he did it for free. Going and coming. Thank you, Lloyd. Appreciate that. The other table is Nevada Health Community Center, which is known as NCHC. It's going to be pretty soon with Hannah Brown, who's the chair. Please, Hannah Brown, stand up. Hannah has, if anybody knows Hannah, she has a school under her name. It's Hannah Brown Elementary School in Henderson. That's hers.
Henderson?
Yes. They will have to find one around here, right? And then we have the Royal Springs Nursing Home. Odessa Barrera, where are you? There she goes. That's Royal Springs Nursing Home. Aloha Group Home, Linco, where are you? Right there. Nanette Suarez. She's one of our sponsors. Where is she? Over there. Savita Koshal is one of our board members. Where are you? She's right there. That's our AAG board members. Dolly De Leon, where are you? Right there. We'll come back. And Richard Scotty is here too. Where are you, Richard? He just, oh, he's not here yet.
Desert Fallout Firearms.
What is it?
Desert Fallout Firearms.
Desert Fallout Firearms.
Yep,
Right
yes.
there, okay.
3 tables. 3 tables.
Oh, you have the 3 tables tonight.
Yes, yes.
We didn't have a name earlier. Thank you. So you're Desert Firearms. Okay, thank you very much. Desert Fallout Firearms. Can you give your card to our sheriff here, please? So we need to know who's here. Okay, and where is my translator tonight? Zing. There you are. Please come here. And we are so proud of her because this lady is doing her UNLV or a law student, and she translates everything to the T. To the T. Now, can you translate what I said? Not really. No, but you're going to translate then. Okay. So first, I would introduce our AAG board members. Please, Anu Pandey, Scholarship, Vimla, Monisha, please stand up so people can see you. Savita. Am I missing someone here? Who else is there? For now, of course. Dr. Upinder Singh, where are you? You're our Chief Medical Director. All right, thank you so much. Garima, where are you? Is Garima here yet? Not yet, so on their way. All right, so can you translate what I just said earlier about Mike? Okay, yeah.
刚刚站起来那3位女士是 AAG 的理事啊，她们3个人对社区都有很多的贡献。然后这位先生是 AAG 的 founder， 他自己一个人建立起了 AAG 这个 non-profit organization。
Now, of course, we're here tonight for one special person, and that's no other than Sheriff Joe Lombardo. Please give him a big hand. It's all yours.
Call me?
It's all yours.
All right. Thank you, Rita. You want to translate that?
谢谢您 ，Rita。
Did you notice when she said AAG, it wasn't in Chinese? What's AAG in Chinese?
AAG。
Oh, it is? So I speak Chinese?
Oh yeah. Excellent.
All right, well, thank you everybody for being here tonight. For those of you who have not been here in the past, you're probably wondering why the hell you're here. This is just like Rita said and opined on and talked about here earlier, this was started by Mike, her husband, as a community effort. And it was specifically designed for the Asian community who felt that they weren't included in community events, what was occurring here in the Las Vegas Valley. And they thought it was important for them to have an outreach to their police department. And important for the police department to have an outreach to the Asian community. Because we are as only successful as our community members. And so as a result of Mike's efforts, this has become a biannual event. And as you can tell by the attendance, people care about their communities and they want to know what the hell's going on with their police department. And they also want to know who's part of their police department. Because as you know, we transfer around, we get promoted, we retire, names change, and quite often it's important for me to help you meet the individuals that are responsible for where you live, where you work, and where you worship, and everything that goes along with your normal day and your lives. For you to have a one-on-one outreach to individuals that have an effect on your quality of life, and it also assists me from you calling me. That was a joke. I don't want you to call me. No, it just makes it easier because these are the boots on the ground, people that get the job done, versus me where I sit behind a desk and just think of good ideas. I think it's important for you to know who you have the ability to reach out to and make your life better. All right, so as a matter of practice and as a matter of protocol and normal procedure here, I get the luxury of introducing my leaders of the LVMPD. And for you, once you decide who they are and who's responsible for where you live or where your business is, that you can walk over, introduce yourself, and say hi to that individual and get their phone number so you can call them instead of me. Okay? Sound fair? All right. But prior to me doing that, let me give you some idea of what the hell's going on with your county here and what's going on with crime and what it looks like here in the Las Vegas Valley and for what you need to be concerned with going forward. So presently, I have the luxury of saying we are down 12% in violent crime compared to last year. But unfortunately, we're up over 60% in homicides. And that's because that bald-headed guy back there not doing his job. No. That's Jim LaRochelle. Everybody knows Jim. Remember, Jim used to be my assistant, but he got promoted to deputy chief. He's in charge of homicide. He's not doing a very good job. But no, actually, he's doing a really good job, because when you look at us compared to other jurisdictions across the United States, we are doing very good at the 60 percentile. Some states and cities that you're aware of, Seattle, Portland, Baltimore, Chicago, New York, they're looking at 800, 900% increases. And why is that occurring? Why is that occurring? I think it's twofold. One is the anxiety, the joblessness rate, the anxiety with the inability to provide for your families because of the result of COVID and job availability and all the things that go with promoting your life for a better life. People solving their problems with a gun versus their mouths. So we as a nation are dealing with that, and then, you know, it's threefold, it's not twofold. The second fold is as a result of what's going on with state legislatures and the softening on the attitude towards crime. That could be post George Floyd, or that could be just in general malaise associated with the respect for police in the recent months. And they have, the legislature saw it in their infinite wisdom to become softer on crime and how we deal with it. So that fear of discipline and incarceration and everything goes along with it, I believe has a direct result to what we're experiencing in homicide. And threefold is the gang element. In recent years, we've seen some depopulation of prison systems in adjacent states around Las Vegas and Nevada. And as a result of those depopulations and balancing of state budgets, a lot of those individuals getting out of jail are gang members. So as a result of that, the old OGs, we call them, are rearing their heads and claiming their territory again and getting in illicit businesses and looking for homicide to be the solution to their problems. So it's a threefold problem, and we're doing the best we can in trying to control it. The number one way to solve a homicide is actually solving it. Your homicide problem is solved by solving the homicide. And I'm proud to say, under Jim LaRochelle's tutelage, is Captain Toman here tonight? Imagine that. Under his tutelage, our solvability percentage is 90+%. Yeah, you need to clap your hands for that. And the reason why you need to clap your hands for that is because the national average in solvability is at 50%. It was 60% as early as a year ago, and today's number it's 50%. You can solve a homicide at the 50 percentile just by showing up and not doing anything. Anything above 50%, you have to conduct an investigation, and we are proud in that aspect because we have the the highest solvability rate in the entire nation. So, and that's why we are at 90+% versus 50%. That's all I'll say about that. Now we'll talk about property crimes. We're up to the tune of 5.5%. Oh, 10%. Oh no, in totality, we're talking 5.5%. 10% on property crime. And what are the driving factors on property crime? And that is larceny That's once again a softening on the attitude and the sentencing and the guidelines associated with larceny. The threshold for misdemeanor versus felony went from $750 to $1,200. So you can conceivably walk into the Mint restaurant, steal $1,199 worth of goods, and walk out and be charged with a misdemeanor. And on top of that, the legislature thought it was wise to prevent us from having the ability to arrest you for that. The only thing we can do is give you a citation. That's why you're seeing those numbers significantly increase. And the other driving factor on that is stolen vehicles. Everybody's aware of the supply chain issues across the United States and inability to get parts for cars and the scarcity of cars, and the lots are empty, and used cars, resale prices are up over 40%. That is the reason why stolen vehicles have increased significantly to the tune of 23%, 24%. It's pretty good. I'm at the top and I know this shit, right? And 24%. That means you probably know somebody who's had their car stolen and had a negative effect on their life. So what I'm asking in that space is, one, we're being proactive. It's happening at a higher percentage down on the strip area compared to your local neighborhoods. But what I'm asking of you is to be aware of what your neighbors are doing and ensure that you're telling them not to leave their car running when they go in and get their Slurpee at 7-Eleven or their coffee at Starbucks. And that they help us help you, and you help me and us solve this problem. So that's what's going on with crime. Overall, we're doing a fantastic job in comparison to other jurisdictions. And it isn't because I'm campaigning that crime is going up. Because that's the rumor out there, all right? I wish I had that much power, but I don't. And so that's where we're at. So let me get into who these people are out here in plain clothes and uniforms that work for me on the police department, that work for you out there. So I'm Sheriff Joe Lombardo. Come on, that was funny. You guys are a tough crowd tonight. Is Chris Darcy here?
No, I'm not here, sir.
This is not Steve Sisolak.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that.
This is actually Chris Darcy. He's my undersheriff. He's my number 2. He's my go-to guy that handles all the operations across the board when I am absent. And thank you, Chris. And before I move on to the next, there's another individual sitting here at the head table. His name's Kevin McMaho. Everybody knows Kevin. Kevin, stand up. This is not a political event, okay? Kevin is here because he's showing an interest what the hell's going on, all right? But by proxy, he is running for sheriff, all right? I just said that as a sideline. This is not a political event, but by proxy, he is running for sheriff. And by proxy, I really like the guy. So, all right? So if you want to talk to him, once we take a break here and we go for dinner, please come over and shake his hand and say hi. Because he's going to be your guy in the future. All right, John McGrath, you're here. John? You guys probably remember John. John's in charge of all our uniforms out there. So anything that wears a uniform on a daily basis, John is in charge of, and he recently got promoted to assistant sheriff. All right, so congratulate John. Thank you, John. And working for John is Deputy Chief Jim Seabach. Everybody knows Jimmy. So Jimmy's in charge of the strip in downtown now. If you remember the last meeting, he was in charge of all the ancillary, the community policing substations, but now he has the strip in downtown. So thank you, Jimmy. And his partner is Yesenia Yatomi. Yesenia. She also goes by Yaz, and she's in charge for the other part of patrol, which is community policing. What do we call it? Community policing what? Division. There it is. Sorry, I had a little brain cramp. Age. Okay. Community Policing Division, so that's all the area commands where everybody lives. Okay, your businesses may be in the downtown strip area, but where you live, Captain Yatomi is in charge of that. Please do not go up and bother her because there's speeders in your neighborhood. That's not her job. That'll be the captain's identify in a minute. That's another joke, guys. Did Kelly make it tonight? No? Is Jamie Prosser here? Not a real good step for a promotion. Okay, well, Kelly is Kevin's better half, and she is retiring. She's in charge of all our administrative positions, training, personnel, and all those things that go along with it. This is probably not public knowledge, but I'll let you guys know that Jamie Prosser, I have decided to promote her and put her in that position, and Jamie is currently in charge of the gang unit. Unfortunately, she's not here tonight, but she's going to replace Kevin's wife, and a well-deserved retirement for Kelly. So if you happen to know her, call her and congratulate her and thank her for her service to this community and everything she's done. And she's going to be responsible for taking care of the 100 kids she has. So that's another joke. Jimmy La Rochelle, you know, he's in charge of all the detectives that are in charge of robbery, homicide, property crimes, all the investigative functions, and you guys all know Jimmy, so please say hi to him. Sasha, Deputy Chief Sasha Larkin, everybody knows Sasha. So Sasha, were you in charge of Homeland the last meeting we had? Okay, so Sasha's moved over to Homeland Security. She's in charge of all those functions that fall within, as you can imagine, whatever they may be, in charge of the Homeland Security space. Greg Munson, where is he at? So, you remember Greg, he used to wear those Gestapo boots? You know, those leather boots that come up to your knees for his entire career? Well, he just got promoted, and he's in charge of the airport now. So, congratulations, Greg. So you won't have to see him on TV anymore when he does the fatal accidents. Thank God. But Carlos, Hank, where you at? So you remember the last meeting, Carlos was in charge of Bolden Area Command, which is over in the north central portion of the town. And he didn't get promoted, but he got moved. He's in charge of internal oversight. And he investigates all the officer use of deadly force and significant force for the department. So he'll be the face of the department when we're involved in an officer-involved shooting. He's also directly involved in policy and procedures. Chris Holmes, newly promoted. Chris, who's taller, you or Code? Are you taller? You got that going for you. So Chris just got promoted too. So give him a round of applause for that. And Chris is over at Northeast Area Command. He replaced Jamie over there, correct? All right, buddy. And that's way over in the Northeast out by Nellis Air Force Base. Steve Connell, are you here, Steve? Everybody knows Steve. Steve is in the same spot over in South Central. Thanks for being here, Steve. Nick Parisi, everybody knows Nick? Oh, there he is. So I'm thinking about moving Nick. What do you guys think about that? Or you want to keep him where he's at? Huh? What'd you say?
He's good at it.
He's good where he's at? You want to stay there or you want to move? He serves at the pleasure of the sheriff. Great answer. So, but obviously if he moves, we're going to replace him with somebody that will keep the professionalism and consistency that Nick's brought to Spring Valley. Fred Haas from Sumler in the Area Command, he's been there for a little while. Where are you at, Fred? Doesn't he look like a guy on Dexter or something? So Fred, you guys know he hasn't moved. He's done a great job over there in Summerlin. Josh Martinez, did you make it, Josh? And Josh, were you over there at Enterprise last meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Enterprise is all the way in the southwest. Anything that occurs over there off Blue Diamond, Warm Springs, anything south of 215, Josh is your guy, and west of I-15, correct?
All of west and east of I-15.
Oh, okay, don't stop complaining. All right, he's got a big area. He's been doing a good job, though. Jeff, Code, northwest area. Jeff, stand up. Yeah, you are taller. Who do you think would win in a fight? You didn't get much support there, buddy. Are you soft? Is that what they're saying? Oh, okay. Everybody knows Jeff. Jeff's been over there in the Northwest for a while, so if you live out in the Northwest area, command Jeff's your guy. Please talk to Jeff. He's doing a great job, too. Reggie, did Reggie make it? Oh, there he is. Reggie's been out in Southeast for a while. So Southeast, obviously the southeast part of town, Boulder Highway, everything out there off of Tropicana, Silver Bowl, all that area out there. So thank you for being here, Reggie. I said Jeff earlier. All right, and everybody's favorite captain, Dory Corrin. All right. You might have seen Dory on TikTok. That's his specialty, TikTok. But Dory is obviously down on Convention Center Area Command, the Strip, and he's been doing a great job, Dory. And Dory, I got your email. I'll talk to you later. Kenny Delzer, downtown. Are you taller? Oh, he's taller. Yeah, but we don't care about Kenny because he's retiring next month, so we don't give a shit. But yeah, no, really, we do. No, he's a short timer. He just got promoted, made the decision to go ahead and retire. And throughout his entire career, he's done a fantastic job, and we're going to miss you, Kenny. And congratulations on your retirement. And I haven't made a decision who I'm going to replace Kenny with yet, but we'll obviously replace him with a competent guy, or a gal. I don't know yet. A taller guy? I don't think we can. Yeah. Okay, Roxanne, where you at, Roxanne? Everybody knows Roxanne. So Roxanne is in charge of our Office of Community Engagement, and some of you probably remember from the last presentation, she's in charge of all our ancillary community events that promote that community outreach and community partnership. So the area commands can't handle it. Roxanne comes in and takes care of business. And she's also in charge of Laughlin, correct? Yeah, don't ask me why we did that, but she's in charge of Laughlin too. And she's also in charge of special events. So all the requests for officers for special events, here's an example of what she's in charge of. So this last weekend we had EDC, we had the Raiders, we had the Golden Knights, we had Lady Gaga. Who else did we have? Somebody else. But either way, it was 1,200 additional officers that we had to supply to community members for all those special events. 1,200. And she's specifically in charge of managing all that. Dan Bledsoe, traffic. Everybody knows Dan, he's the bad guy because he works in traffic. So, but he's also responsible for the safety and the welfare of our roadways, and he's been there for quite a while, and he's doing a great job over there, and I appreciate it, Dan. So Dan, where are we at with fatal accidents?
116,
And what percentage increase is that?
35%.
So did everybody hear that? We've had a 35% increase in fatal accidents in our valley, and that is due to due care and speed. People aren't paying attention, they're getting back to work, they're stealing cars, so they're speeding when they're stealing cars. And DUI. DUI has reared its head here in recent months and is causing a significant number of our fatal accidents, to include pedestrians in the roadway. here's another thing I want to opine on real quick. So the legislature, in their infinite wisdom, decided to no longer make it a criminal offense to jaywalk. We cannot effect an arrest for jaywalking. And guess what? One of the #1 causative factors of a fatal accident is people jaywalking, pedestrian in the roadway. Call your legislature, tell them the errors of their decisions. It's very hard for us to wrap our arms around some of those decisions as a law enforcement agency when we know our primary concern is the public health and safety of our community, and decisions like that are made. So please call them. And Tim Hatchett, Bolden, Timmy. So Timmy just went to Bolden. He was out the airport. I was out the airport one day. I thought I was involved in a stolen vehicle, and he found it for me. And then he took that opportunity to cry on my shoulder and said he wanted to leave the airport, so I had to move him. Where's my lieutenant? Did he show up tonight? Where's Sim? You'd think he would have got a hold of me when I got here, so I know what the hell he's doing. So, but he's soon to be promoted to captain, right, Dave? What number are you? No, it won't happen. But sometime in probably 22, we'll get there. Dave works in my office. He's the direct liaison between me and my office and you. And if you have any issues you want to address with me directly, please get a hold of Dave, and he can do all the scheduling or the phone calls that are needed to contact me. He has a very tough job.
Would you like some water and take a little break?
No, I'm good. I'm right at the end here because we're going to eat. All right, and then Laz Chavez, stand up. I missed you, Laz. Everybody knows Laz. So Laz is, he's been in that position for quite a while now. I remember he used to be in charge of uniform services, or I don't remember what he was in charge of. But he, remember him from Downtown Area Command. He did a great job down there, and then he's doing a great job now. So thank you for being here, Laz. And who am I missing? Andy Walsh. I try to do whatever I can not to introduce to Andy because it pisses me off on a daily basis. But Andy Walsh is the other assistant sheriff. So there's 3 assistant sheriffs. So you got the undersheriff, 3 assistant sheriffs that fall under me. That's Laz, that's John, and that's Andy. And then under there is the deputy chiefs, and then under there is the captains. That's the organizational chart for the police department. So to cull it down for you and have an understanding, your direct report is your captain. Whoever you identified a particular issue, that's your captain. Get a hold of your captain, talk to your captains, exchange phone numbers, and introduce yourself so you know each other. And then if the captain is not responsive, it's the deputy chief is the next step in line. All right? And sometimes you're not going to get the answer you want. I'm telling you that. That's just the way the beast works. I can't be your private traffic officer in your neighborhood. I can't address your barking dog. Okay? I can't address your neighbor because you don't like them. All right? But I can address quality of life issues that are important to you. Did I miss anybody? Anybody from my organization? No? All right, you ready to eat? Okay, not yet. Rita's got to talk. Does anybody want to listen to Rita?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. I forgot to mention a couple of our board members here tonight. Dennis Rucker, Faye Ramos, Amy Chang. Where are you? I know she was right there. Did I miss anyone else? No, okay. Just another information, next year, 2022, February 26th, AAG is going to have a gala night, community awards night, and please save the date. Oh, UN fan, you're right here, stand up. You're one of our board members, just quiet. UN fan live. And of course, Christine Kuchin, can you stand up? We're honoring her next year. She's one of the honorees. We we are recognizing high achievers, Asian community leaders in our city. And she happens to be the president of the Nevada Business, the Federation of Business Women.
Global Federation of Chinese Businesswomen.
Oh. Global Federation of Global Chinese Women Business Owners. That's about right. Close enough. So she has a lot of the empowerment of women for businesses. So again, thank you. So we are honored to nominate you for that one. Now, AAG has to continue because we have to. What has happened in the last meeting or last presentation, our sheriff was able to nominate or at least mention or appoint Harry Singh here, who's a distant relative of Mike, and to do and continue the advisory council. What he's going to talk about is what has happened from that time until now. What has he able to do and what sort of things that we can expect to do with our command centers, because not all of you can contact him directly, the command center captain, but you go through him and be part of that group that he's forming together. And he's going to ask for your input and you can visit with him. Harry, can you
Hold on 1 second.
say a few words?
Can I step in?
Sure.
Yeah, it's been a little while. Give me 1 second, about 5 minutes, please. Okay. All right.
好多东西啊，不好意思啊。OK， 所以最开始的时候呢，我们之前在发言的这位是 Joe Lombardo 警长，那他将会在明年的时候竞选州长。然后首先他感谢各位的到来，没来过的人可能会问为什么会来。那这次活动的最主要的贡献者呢是 AAG 呢是一个专门为亚裔社区做贡献的非营利组织集团。那在特殊的时期呢，他们有对亚洲亚裔人开办了所有的绿色通道。那么我们这次活动呢是每半年举行一次，是为了给社区所有的人一个可以和警官、警长会晤的机会。那并且可以让通过这次活动，让在座的各位可以直接拿到警官、警长的联系方式，在遇到危险的时候，我们可以直接跟警官、警长联系打电话。当然，这不包括如果您在路上开车拿了一张交通罚单这种事情，是指您真正的家人、朋友自己的房子受到了危险的情况下，可以跟警长联系。那么之后他又给了一点点的社会背景。至于说我们首先有12%的暴力的比例有的提升，60%的谋杀案的比例，但是即便是这样，跟其他美国的州比起来还是比较低的。那其他的各州呢，由于 COVID 的原因，会造成800%到900%的提升。那至于原因，为什么会有这么高的谋杀的比例呢？第一个，他说的是由于 COVID 导致的焦虑原因；第二个呢，是由于立法者的心软政策，可能是由于那个 George Floyd 的原因导致的。那第三个呢，是由于黑社会的人群在社会上面横行霸道，他们会做一些违法犯纪的事情。然后他接着说，谋杀案最好的解决方法呢，就是解决谋杀案。这句话并没有逻辑错误，它指的原因是这样的：我们内华达州有90%谋杀案的解决率。至于其他的州只有50%，那么我们最好的办法就是说，当警长可以身心处地的跑到谋杀案的现场的时候，他们的每一个言行动作其实都给社区一个很深远的影响。接下来他提到了不动产的犯案，那么我们这边有10%，并且导致的原因，第一个是抢劫，然后第二个还是同样的，立法者觉得所有的事情 police officer 可以解决，但是他们不知道的是 police officer 其实只能给罚单，他们并不能够解决所有的不动产的犯案问题。第三个呢是偷车的问题，还是由于我们之前提到的，犯罪者可以在社区里面横行霸道。那么在这里他有提到24%的人在社区当中都会有经历或者是听到过有所谓的不动产犯案。那么如果我们问问身边的朋友，很可能我们会知道有这么1位2位朋友的家里面被抢劫了。至于说立法者 的心软的原因是什么呢？他们在今年2021年第81届立法的时候，他们把以前的重犯罪改成了轻犯。其实这个就是 misdemeanor 跟 felony 之间的区别。然后他在这里开了一个玩笑，他说是由于他立志于想要竞选州长，导致了犯罪率的提升，是一个玩笑啊，玩笑。然后他第3部分呢，介绍了他的组员，我尽量给大家指出来是哪一位。那么这样的话，如果正好这位组员是您家里面附近的区的警长的话呢，那他鼓励大家在我们的议会结束了之后，跑到这个警长旁边，然后跟他聊一聊天，跟他嘘寒问暖一下，拿到这个警长的联系方式，以便不时之需。第一位就是刚才在那边站着讲了2个小时的警长，那您都知道了。然后第2位呢是这个警长身边坐着的这位先生，穿那个蓝色西服的，他的名字叫 Chris Darcy， 他是非州长，可能是因为他跟州长长得比较像。然后第3位呢是警长左边坐的那位先生，他的名字叫 Kevin McMichael， 他有在竞选警长。然后第4位呢叫 John McCrae， 他负责的是警员，并且他是警长，副警长是这位先生，是坐在我桌子上的这位先生。然后第5位是 Jimmy， 他负责 Jimmy，Where are you? Jimmy, the 5th person? 对，这位先生呢，他负责的区是在 Strip 跟 Downtown， 所以如果您的家里面正好是在 Strip 或者是 Downtown 周边的话，您要找这位先生来聊天。然后坐在第6位他介绍的人叫 Yesenia， 他负责的是 Community Policing Division， 是社区警员的部门，所以这个不涉及到我们的位置，我就不要去接着找了。然后下一位是 Kelly 他并不在，但是是这位警长的爱人。然后第8位是 Jamie Prosser， 也不在，他会取代 Kelly 的位置。然后第9位呢是Jamie again。I don't. Okay, alright. 第10位是 Sasha， 他负责的案子是社区安保。然后第11位是 Greg Monson， 他是在最远后面那一桌，他负责的区是 Airport， 在机场旁边。然后下一位是 Carlos Hank， 在这一桌大家都在玩手机的这一桌，然后他负责的是警局内部武器。然后下一位是 Chris Holmes， 是 right there， 他负责的是东西区，在 Nellis Air Force 左右。然后再下一位是 Steve， 他负责的是左边，他负责的是中南区。然后再下一位是 Nick， 他负责的是警长，他负责的是专门为警长服务，我们上一次的活动也有见到他。然后下一位是 Fred， 是在那边的一位警长，他负责的是 Summerlin 那一区。如果很多人都在 Summerlin 这边生活的话，要到那边去跟警长拿联系方式。然后再下一位是 Josh， 他负责的是在215南边跟15号东西边。再下一位是 Jeff Cody， 他负责的是西北区。然后是 Greg， 他负责的是东南区。再下一位是 Corey Corran， 他负责的是 TikTok 区，抖音区。没有，开玩笑。然后再下一位是 Kenny D， 他是在我旁边的这一桌，可能是这位吧 ，Right? Am I right? Kenny D, are you? Okay, just checking. 然后再下一位是 Roxanne， 他有做社区连接，做 Loveland， 然后并且负责武器，并且或特殊活动。我们上一次活动的时候也看到了他。然后再下一位是 Daniel， 他负责的是交通。所以说，如果是您拿到罚单的话，多半是他下面的员工在做事情。再下一位是 Tim， 他是后面那一位穿深蓝色衬衫的 gentleman。再下一位是 Dave Sims， 警长报告了一个内部消息，说他有可能会升官。 然后最后2位，一位是 Laz， 我没听到他具体是负责哪一个区，不好意思。最后一位是 Andy Walsh， 他也是一位副警长。所以给大家介绍这么多警员内部的人们的相关信息呢，是警长希望大家在遇到危险、在遇到特殊情况的时候，大家不要害怕，大家希望拿到了卡片了之后，勇敢的给这些警长打电话。然后Rita 有介绍了我们 AAG 的这些员工内部的理事，有 Dennis 在门口，然后我们有 Amy 之前的滑协的理事，并且还有我们明年2022年2月26号会有一个答谢会，然后 Christine 是由于对社区做出了特殊的贡献，我们要标奖她为杰出华人贡献奖。然后下一位我们会有 AAG 的理事 Henry 赛先生来介绍讲解一下他对于 COVID 并且还有未来我们社区的走向。谢谢。
Hey, for those you don't recognize the fantastic feat that Z just completed, she repeated every single word I said in Chinese. And she knew exactly where everybody was sitting. That was pretty good. Are you an A student in law school? Oh, good. All right. There was 2 people I failed to mention in the room that are part of Metro, and who in turn are going to be part of AAG, from what I understand going forward. But Metro has a multicultural advisory committee that I meet with once a month, and as you can imagine, it's multicultural. It's every race and culture across the valley that we're not used to interacting with, and that we quite often get accused of not listening to. And the reason why we have the cultural committees so is they can come in and tell me what I'm missing or what I don't understand as it relates to race, culture, and police work. And so 2 of those members are here tonight, and I want to recognize them. One of them is Jose Solorio, representing the Hispanic community. And the other one is Rokai. Can you stand up, Rokai? The Rokai represents the Muslim American community, and I think it's important that they both get due recognition for everything they do in our community effort. So thank you guys for being here. Mujahid's not here. That's very rare for him not to be here. So, but it's important for you guys to reach out if you have some questions that you may want to have, in particular those 2 communities. But they are very instrumental in what we do here at LVMP. So thank you for being here. And I think Harry's going to announce that you being part of the advisory group.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you.
As we're recognizing some names, let's give a big hand to the owners of this restaurant, please. Chris and Bindi Parikh, please stand up. They are so generous that they closed the place for us. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you, Bindi. And I think we have a very young legislator in this room. I want her to stand up. Where is she? Where is she? She went to the restroom. I can't believe she did that. There she is. Let's see. Divya, come here. Now, can you believe this young girl is a legislator? Oh, can you say a few words, please? Who you are, where you're studying, and how you got this mask.
Next week. Go ahead. Talk.
Hi, my name is Devika Bhatnagar, and I'm a sophomore at Liberty High School. I'm currently in the Nevada's legislature representing Senate District 5, and I've been appointed by Senator Carrie Buck. Basically, Nevada's legislature is a 2-year term for youth legislators to get to know the government and other parts of the legislature and interact with other youths to resolve problems or issues that youths are facing in the community. And as a youth legislator, my job is to propose bills and create a town hall meeting for youths to resolve issues. and come up with solutions. Thank you.
How old are you? What's your age?
I'm 15. I don't
There
look
you
like it though.
Thank you, thank you. Divya, can you take a photo? And with a
But I would say this is our future.
Divya.
It's already got one.
Thank you all officers, Sheriff Lombardo. I just take a couple of minutes in introducing that last AAG event which we are sitting here today. Sheriff Lombardo has whispered that let me be a representative of the community, outreach of all the communities to work very closely with the area command officers. A few months ago, I got an opportunity when Nick Farisi called me. And he said, we got to discuss a couple of issues which is pertaining to his area command. And while we were sitting along with his team, it has been found that there is a particular issue which requires a severe, as an attention in healthcare. We need to have a team of advocates. We need to have a team of people who are counselors, who can advocate on behalf of somebody and make a new life turnaround. We did a couple of meetings together in his office and come to a conclusion, let's do a pilot program. And those pilot programs is sometimes Nick is making me wake up from my bed at 5:30 in the morning and make me stand at Orleans parking and saying, let's talk. I said, that's pain. But I was there along with a couple of team members and the fleet of police officers in their patrol car, and we started roaming around on Tropicana corridor. The address was to look into some kind of a problematic girls who's been suffered because of a trafficking, sex workers. So our ultimate aim is to look into a possibility of changing somebody's life to come out of that game and be a part of a realistic world which we, every community people, are living in. When we were interactive with those girls, it has been found they are going through a hell. They've been tracked. So when I was sitting with the captain, I learned that what is the job responsibility of peace officers here is not to carry a patient or to a sex workers to some place where they need to be either protected or what, or to sending them to hospitals for a medical checkups. I said, that's my responsibility. Let me share that responsibility and you go after the pimps who are creating this mess. And we are proud to share, we did 3 pilot programs running around on the corridors with the police officers in early morning hours, and we spoke to many girls, and we found there is a possibility. We can do a change. But few officers, few of me kind of a persons cannot do it. I do not know how many of you know that what is the population of the sex workers are living and coming and going out of this city. As per my intelligence is concerned, is plus 7,000. That's a large population which needs to be checked on. And maybe 5-10% are requiring to come out of that game. And we need a community to come out and say, let's work together. I shared this. There is a reason, because I was talking at home, sitting with Rita and my other fellow friends. This is not only the police job to receive a call on 911 on various issues which is regularly happening in our community. This is another aspect what they are doing it, where all community has to come forward and support them. This is here a platform which I use to request each one of you to volunteer your little time to watch where we can correct, what we can do differently to help this community who are there 24/7 to protect us. We are sleeping comfortably, but some of the officers are working on the roadside and looking at us that we are still safe. So there is our duty as well to work together with them to see we are all good in shape. I'm requesting, because I've created an organization called Nevada Health Professionals Network, as well as Nevada Community Health Center, which is going to be a federally qualified health center, which will be primarily looking after the medical services towards every individual who's underprivileged, uninsured, undocumented, and who needs medical help. I've got a full-fledged board sitting here with me, and with all the efforts together under that flagship, we will be introducing our mobile unit, which will be on call available with all officers just in case of an emergency at site to help for a medical assistance. Again, I sincerely thank Sheriff Lombardo for considering and trusting me and Asian American Group to assist area command officers in Las Vegas in just case they need any assistance where we all can work together. Now on this platform, sir, I request all community personnel to please, whosoever is wanting to be a volunteer to serve together with me on this mission, please come forward, volunteer yourself, give your name, email IDs, and telephone number so that my office can reach you and we can come and assist our officers to make sure we make a little bit change in the community. Besides, on this platform, I would request to highlight some very, very important issues. I'm on board working with Nevada Donors Network. Organ donations. As of this hour, our fellow citizens are requiring in Las Vegas City as high as 900 persons waiting for an organ. Please voice out. Let's give a life to somebody when it needed it. We are requiring it because what is happening is that two different impacts are happening. We are able to do only a kidney transplant here at UMC, but there are many chances that a person is requiring a lung transplant and other issues, and they are moving out of the city or state even. So we wanted to establish an institution here, and we wanted to create an awareness program on organ donations. And second appeal, which I wanted to make it here, under the leadership of Mike and Rita, I'm privileged to say that Las Vegas India Chamber of Commerce, which I'm a chairman, and Asian American Group has started a scholarship program for children who are from the schools as well as from the medical background, who wants to do something different in life, but because of our venues, they're not able to. My request to all volunteers as well as the citizens to just voice out and help the community so that we can have a wonderful kids who are educated, we can retain them, and we can make something different in community once again. I thank you all for coming over here, joining us, and to wish the whole Metro team a very good luck, and thank you very much.
OK， 刚刚那个15岁的小女孩坐到那边的那个小女孩呢，她现在是作为一个少年立法者，为我们的 Senator 参议员 Carrie Buck 提供服务，然后改善他们的生活状态。现在在拉斯维加斯大概有7000个性工作者，然后在场的每一个人的工作呢是把看到的都要报告给警察。那赛先生呢是想要提供医疗保险给每一个贫穷并且有需要的人，然后他想要我们齐心协作。如果你想要做义工的话，请把您的联系方式给他，并且他们也接受捐款。然后他想要让咱们合作，并为有需要的人做一些贡献。他想要成立一个医疗机构，并且接受和操作器官移植的手术。然后 Dr. Tsai 他自己的机构呢，也同时接受并且发放 scholarship 给我们社会的下一代领导者们。所以大家如果有想法想要做义工，或者是想要接受，或者是想要捐助一些 scholarship 的话，请直接跟他联系。谢谢。
Okay, I guess before we eat, I just want to recognize Miss Josie Harrison. She's the mother of the famous comedian Joe Coy. She's in the house, and She's the main host of the PHLV Radio Open Forum, aired every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. With that, we ready to go? You guys, go ahead and we can start eating, please, and then we'll come back and have more questions with the sheriff.
This is an event which we've been continuing for many years in past. How do you see?
Well, I mean, as you can see by the scan of the room, hopefully he'll scan the room with the camera. It's a great success. It's a great success. You know, it started small in the beginning, and the whole point was to reach out to the Asian community so they knew who their police officers were and have an understanding of the police department. And that's the reason why we've done it, and it's done nothing but grow and been a benefit to both communities, both law enforcement and the Asian community.
What is the message you wanted to give it to the community to join hands with the law enforcement to help the law enforcement to ease out and help the, managing a lot of episodes which is happening due to the neighborhood watch area missing?
I think the message I want to do is, unless you say something, nothing's going to happen. And it's important for organizations like this, AAG, or whoever it may be, with the Hispanic community or the Muslim community, no matter what it is for you to reach out with a representative of that community and ask, and we will participate. And it's a force multiplier, right? We can't do everything, we can't be everywhere, and we need you to help us help you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Gary.